The computer. Hey guys, thanks so much for you guys jumping on tonight. And we have a special guest. This is kind of really a very impromptu call. I've been thinking about Abby and I. We just got back from our gold retreat this past weekend, and really amazing things are happening on Abby's team for Abby, her personal business. And so I wanted to encourage our team with this like mindset and just encouraging each of you and each of us, myself included, that just a few minutes of consistency a day can go a really long way. And that consistency is key in this business. And so I wanted Abby to share with us kind of what has been. What's transpired in her business over the last couple of months, and just let that be an encouragement to you all. So, Abby, you can take it away. Just tell us kind of like what we were talking about earlier today. You can just start there, and then I might like stop and like ask you some questions or whatever. Okay. All right.
Sounds good.
Good deal.
So, I'm super excited to share what's been working for me the last few months. And what I'm most excited to share about it is how simple it is. So, to give you kind of just a little bit of background knowledge of how I came to this point, for the last 2.5 years since I started with Plexus and then signed up with Amanda, my sponsor, I've had different like ups and downs of being more motivated and then some months where I did a lot less work. And obviously you're not going to see the fruit then. But I had a super big limiting belief of a fear of failure. Like that's been my thing the whole time. And so the specific thought was like, what if I put in all this effort on all this work? And when it comes right down to it, I can't control if they're actually going to check out with that card or not. Like, what if I did all that I could and it still doesn't work? And so I used that as my excuse to not even try because I didn't want to fail. Had that fear of failure. And so I told Amanda so many times. So many contests would come up for leaders retreat or for monthly incentives. And I'm like, it's not going to happen, so why would I try? And looking back, I can see how that's held me back so much. So this year in June, I attended the convention and I just kind of caught the fresh vision of what it could be, what it is for so many people close to me that's like I can see in real life what it's doing for them. And then just kind of recaught the vision of what it could be for me. And we actually had a Gen Z meeting that I did not want to go to. It was really out of my box. But I got to hang out with one of the girls on our team that was around my age. And then I actually met a new girl at convention this year. And we were just talking and they started having a conversation. And one of them asked the other one, well, how many messages do you send out per week? And I was thinking, oh my gosh, please don't ask me because I cannot remember the last time I sent out a new message. And she was like, well, my weekly goal is like a minimum of 15, but I really want to send out 5 a day. So like at least 25. And then if I work the weekends, it's more. And I was like, oh my goodness. No wonder this girl's like posting that she's seeing growth in her business all the time and, earning all these contests and all this stuff. So that just kind of challenged me to get back into that myself. So in July, when I came home from convention at the end of June, I made this list. I'm a huge list person, and I decided that I was going to send out 15 messages per week every month or every week in July. And so super simple. On this one page, I wrote week 1, week 2, and then on the back, week 3 and week 4. I sent out 60 messages that month. And guess how many VIPs I saw? Two. I added two. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I knew this isn't gonna work. It was better than nothing, and it was better than I had been doing. And so I was like, okay, those business builder bonuses were nice. Let me try a little bit more in August. So I wasn't as consistent, but I did try to send out at least 10 messages per week, and continue doing that. Well, then September rolled around and Leaders Retreat opened up, and Amanda's like, let's get you on this cruise. I love cruises. I love the Bahamas. I really wanted to go. So I'm like, yes, let's do it. And then for the first 3 weeks of September, I did nothing. Like, I literally did zero work. But then the last week of September rolled around, and I added two people. And I was like, that's weird. Those are people that I messaged like in July and August, and they started coming back around. I'm like, I didn't do anything this month to get them to join. It just kind of came around. And so I saw those Leaders Retreat credits pop up in my dashboard. I'm like, maybe I can do this. So I stayed up super late. Well, late for me. I'm like in bed by 9:30 because I get up at 5:30. But I stayed up till 10 o'clock that night to talk to Amanda. And I'm like, let's make me a plan for Leaders Retreat. And while we were on our phone call, I made this super simple plan or strategy, whatever you want to call it, of what I was going to do for the next 90 days. So while we were on the phone call, I drew out 90 boxes and I decided that every day I was going to work for 30 minutes and check off my box. So going back to the fear of failure, I did not put parameters on what I was going to do for 30 minutes because if I made a goal of 15 messages and then I didn't do it, I was just going to spiral and be like, forget it. I'm not going to do it. That's just my personality. So the only things I set for myself were consistent for 90 days. I was going to work 30 minutes every day. For me, that included Saturday and Sunday. I was going to try to do 3 Facebook posts a week and then 5 days of stories. And I wrote down, how could this change my life and what would I be able to achieve? So I started doing that, and you can see I've been able to check off a lot of boxes. I'm a little bit behind, and I didn't get to check off all of them, but I would say that it's been almost 60 days now. And out of those 60 days, I've probably worked 50 of them solidly, 30 minutes every day. And so that's looked different every day. Some days it's making the list for the week of who I want to message. Some days it's actually sending the messages. On Thursday nights, me and my team meet together to do a power hour. So that's my 30 minutes on Thursdays. It's looked different, but it's been amazing. So Jennifer asked me to share kind of the numbers of what I've seen over the past few months. So like I said, in July, I added 2 level 1s. In August, I added 0 level 1s. And I had 1 level 2 join. And then September, things started picking up. So I had 4 level 1s in September, 2 level 2s, so that was super exciting. In October, I had 4 level 1s, 0 level 2s, but 4 level 3s. And so one of my level 2s from the previous month ended up going silver. So we had one new silver in October. And then in November, I've had 6 level 1s so far, but we're gonna get those 2 more to get the next rank of the holiday cash. 7 level 2s and then 3 level 1s so far, and one new level 1 silver. So it's been amazing. I'm so excited to see how it's going to continue to grow my business. And for the first time ever, that limiting belief is non-existent. Could it come back around? Yes. But I can look back to this time and say, no, when I really put in the work, it was different. And this has just built a positive belief that I haven't had before. So it's nothing crazy. That's what I've been doing, but it's been working.
That is incredible. Okay, so one of the first things I took a couple of notes. The first
Okay.
thing was you went to convention.
Yes.
You guys, like convention, getting yourself to corporate events is so important.
Mhm.
So you were at convention and it's like a whole new spark, a whole new fresh of breath of fresh air,
Mhm.
like comes into your
Mhm.
business. It just is so motivating. So that was kind of the spark that got you started back.
Absolutely.
And then you
Hmm.
come back and you message all the people. And then that month you added what? You said two?
It was two,
Right.
yes. Hmm.
This is what that I wrote down on my notes. 60 to we tell people 60 to 90 days with the products. It is 60 to 90
Hmm.
days with this business, guys. It is no different. And then in what was it, August or September? No, September. You saw the fruit you added to that randomly that you
Yeah.
had messaged back. Because what happens is Plexus may not be on people's radar, really, or maybe a little. But like when you reach out to them specifically with a direct message, like, hey, I would love for you to look at this. I would love for you to do this with me. Whatever your reach out is looks like, that really kind of gets their feelers up even more. Whether or not they respond to you, whether or not they say, hey, or left you on red or whatever, um, they're looking. And so you were consistent with stories, it sounds like, a few days a week. And
Hmm.
so they're watching stories and they're thinking, and they're watching stories and they're thinking, and they're getting sick of being sick, or they're getting sick of the scales, or they're getting sick of being broke. Right. And so then they're like, I'm going to reach out to Abby.
Hmm.
So 60 to 90 days. I love that. And then, okay, tell me again. Okay, what you have done in November. Okay, so you've added 6 level 1s.
7 level 2s,
Okay, that's
one level.
13.
Yeah, it's 14 total, 1 level 3. And then one of my level 1s went silver. She's added
Abby,
actually. So
you've
she's
added
hoping.
14 people this month.
Mhm.
That is like you've almost gone gold again.
Right,
Like that is crazy. And here's the thing, today is the 21st.
right.
And we know typically, and especially in November with Black
Mhm.
Friday and people shopping and Thanksgiving and Christmas, like all the things, like November usually ends really strong the last few days of the month. So I cannot even believe. I mean, I'm so excited. I'm like, senior
Super.
goal. I mean, I'm okay. I'm
Yeah.
looking at your points
Yeah.
and like projecting this month because I'm
Uh-huh.
like, oh my gosh. And Amanda's like flipping out and
Uh-huh.
jumping in. Yeah, that is amazing. That is the power though of consistency.
hmm And there
Okay.
was one other thing I was going to throw in really quick.
Yeah.
With the messages that I was sending, I think one of the things that made the biggest difference in the people catching like under me, like the ones that have gone silver, was I reached out about the income stream. It
Okay.
wasn't just, yeah, health goals, but like what would an extra $500 do for you this month, especially when the holiday cash rolled around. But I
Yeah.
mean, that income opportunity is there every single month. And so I think that's something that has really made a difference in the level twos and level
Absolutely.
three.
Absolutely. Because you've gotten more comfortable and confident in those reach outs. And so when people come in, this is what I feel like when people come in with like under that expectation of I'm going to earn some cash,
Mhm.
they bring in people with
Yes.
that same expectation. And so
hmm
then you have 14 people added to your team in 3 weeks, right? Because that duplicates down.
Right.
That's so exciting.
Yes.
Okay, so you are a youngin. So
Yes.
you're young. So here's what I hear from the young crowd is I don't have enough money. I don't have money or I don't have friends that really need this. How do you overcome that objection? How like because you're there, like that's where you are. Your
Right.
friends typically aren't like as sick as, the 30s and the 40s and the 50s, right? Like
Right.
age-wise, typically. And
Mhm.
typically you guys are in college, you're fresh out of college, first job maybe maybe newly married with a baby. So, what are you saying and to overcome those objections, or are you getting those objections, or what?
So I think something that's interesting is out of the level ones that I've added this month, only one of them has been my age. And the rest of them are older, like could
Okay.
be my mom or my grandma. And so I do get that objection a lot with money, especially like college students. And I completely relate to that because I
Yeah.
was in that same spot. And that's when I really target the income stream. I'm like, that is the only way I could pay for these products when I started was sharing them with others.
Yeah.
And then I think something that Amanda has really, and this is not like it doesn't work every single time, but something that Amanda has drilled into me is like speaking to specific needs.
Hmm.
Um, and so if I see that they have a specific health thing, I'm gonna really target that. Or if I see a quality in them that I think would really help them with the income stream opportunity, then I'm really gonna target that in the message. So I mean, I do get those, but I feel like the, if you want to call them Gen Z people that do end up coming to my team, it takes more layers of exposure, I feel like, than it does for others. So I feel like it's just a thing, a time thing. You just have to stay with them. Because once they do build the belief, then they're ready to go. But it's not always that first time.
Yeah. Okay. And tell me about your social media platforms. Do you feel like you're getting Instagram, Facebook, both? I mean, what are you doing there?
So, as much as I don't like Facebook, that's
Yeah,
where I feel
it's
like
true.
I get more business. Now, I will say Instagram stories are my biggest, best part of social media.
Mhm.
I feel like it's the most personable and it's just the easiest for me to just get on there and talk. Um, Now, Facebook posts are more profitable as far as posting goes. Instagram posts, I share them there, but I don't know that I've ever gotten a sale from that.
Okay.
Um, Facebook feed posts, Instagram stories, talking in your stories, not just graphics of things,
Right.
and not even really just pictures of yourself. I feel like videos, whether
Mhm.
you're talking or whether you're just like mixing your sim with music or whatever, that's the biggest thing for me.
Hmm. Okay. I love that. So Facebook for a lot of it. Okay, that's good. But the stories, and I love one thing I watch your stories often, and you're usually mixing up your pink drink. So it's not like,
Right.
I mean, I don't mean this in a negative way, but it's not like there's like a million different stories. Like you are just talking, but you're doing the same thing, and you're just, yeah. I mean, I love it because I think so often we feel like we have to have this new and shiny and 50 different ways and all these things. Like there's so many thoughts that go through our minds. It's just not true. And so I
hmm
love the simplicity of what you've done and the consistency. Like it's with the consistency because when
Right.
people see that every day or every other day, like that, there's that
Mhm.
pink drink again. There's that pink drink. Oh, she's feeling good. Oh, she has energy. Oh, she's feeling good. like, or oh, she's paying for coffee, or oh, she's on this trip with her friends. Like it just kind of drills it in little by little. So I love that. Love that. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you open? Like, does anyone have questions maybe that you want to unmute and ask Abby? Chloe, I see you
Hot
thinking.
here.
Okay, so when you send out messages, do you send out like cold, like just you don't know these people? And like if you do, what do you say? Especially if you're targeting the business.
Okay, that's a good question. So I've I have like a note in my phone notes app, and I just keep a ton of sample messages. And so that helps me on like time as far as like not having to come up with something new. But I do just kind of piece them together depending on the person. So I'll personalize it. I do send cold messages. I used to not do that because I'm like, I don't know this person. There's no way they're gonna buy it. Like I wouldn't. But I feel like it just depends on the wording. And I can't remember who shared it, but Amanda sent it to me. Um, and it starts out with this, I know we haven't connected in the DMs yet, but I hope this comes across well and is able to serve you. So I
Hmm.
feel like it's just in the wording with the cold messages as far as making it seem like you're not a robot, like you're not a copy and paste. You're sending this to 100 people. And if you will take a minute to look through their profile and speak to something specific to them, that helps with the cold messaging. Um, so I do send out more now than I used to, and I just use that type of wording.
That's good. Anyone else have a question? This is good. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna fall asleep. It's 9:22. We gotta
Whoa.
hurry. Anyone else have anything? This was really good. This was really good. Like when I was sitting there at Gold Retreat and you were showing your notebook and talking about this, I was inspired. I was like, you know what? I mean, because here's the thing. I mean, it's easy to forget and feel like you have to do these huge, gigantic things, and it's easy to, even as a jewel, even as a diamond, to look to the right and left and see what this person's doing and that person's doing, and to it's to come to fall in the comparison trap and then get that negative thought pattern again. And so just to be reminded of, oh my goodness, like Jennifer, this is what you did in the beginning. Like this is how you got started. Like you worked consistently every day. You didn't overthink it quite as much as I do now. So it was just, and the results. I mean, Peyton went silver, right? At while we were, yeah, she went silver while we were there at Gold Retreat. That was so much fun. And then I got another email tonight. I mean, girls signing people up left and right.
I know, she's working on senior silver, so we're close.
It's so much fun. Okay, so tell me about the power hour that you're doing. What is that looking like?
So I work best with other people and
Yeah,
accountability. Like I will do my work the other days, but I love to just hop on a call and do it with somebody. So I have a team group chat of just my business builders. Some of them have been with me for 2 years. Some of them have not added a single person. But I'll put it in my link every Thursday morning. I'm like, hey guys, we're getting on at 7, whoever can get on tonight. And we just sit there and whether we make lists of people to message, we send messages, we bounce message ideas off of each other. We're not really like talking as much. We're really trying to do things during that
right.
time. It's not necessarily a team meeting. It really is more of like, let's be accountable to doing our Plexus work today. So I actually got off of that tonight. We had ours at 7, and I have hopefully a level 2 and a level 3 that should be joining. We're having conversations, so we'll see.
Oh, I
But
love it.
it's super fun, and it's just a great way to connect. And so that like a lot of times we'll get on and somebody be like, hey, I'm feeling really discouraged this week. Like I've sent these
Yeah,
messages and it's just
sure.
not. And so it's just a good way to like encourage each other and be like, yeah, I've been there too. And like, here's how I overcome this. So that's what we do on our power hours.
I love that. I love that. Um, and I had a thought that came to me when you were talking. Events. Are you guys doing events? Sip and Seas, messenger events, Facebook events, or is it most of it happening just through chat?
So events are my weakness. I
Okay.
don't like doing them.
Okay.
I did do an opportunity call in September, and that is what helped my level to go silver.
Hmm.
So I do think they're important and effective and something that I need to work on. I don't know if it's a generational thing or if it's a
Could
me
be.
thing, but I don't feel like I'm good at them. I don't enjoy doing them, but it's something that I'm definitely need to work on.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's interesting because you've had this crazy success and you haven't done them. So there is a, I feel like there's a shift too towards back. I feel like COVID kind of like skewed things for a while. And
Yeah.
now we're kind of back to pre-COVID and face-to-face, belly-to-belly conversations, phone calls, one-on-one Zooms, things like that that's what's working more than anything right now, it seems like. So I feel like, I mean, obviously you're having great success just connecting with people in the DMs and, maybe coffee or something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that's really awesome. The
Yeah.
personal effect. Good. I love it. All right. Well, I wanted to keep this short and sweet, but thank you for your time. This was incredible. And I want to go make my little boxes and get started with this because yeah, I mean, this is just inspiring, and just remember that the work that we do today, we may not see the fruit of it for a couple of months, but that is okay. I mean, like,
Mhm.
look at the fruit. It's kind of like, you're pushing the snowball up the
Yeah.
hill, and you got like two people, and then was it July or August,
Yeah, and there was 6,
and then six, and now it's what?
14.
Yeah, 14 right now, and then there's 9 days left in the month. I mean, who even knows what that's going to look like? Because these new people that you're bringing in, I mean, they're going to be excited about the holiday cash. They're
Right.
going to want to go tell their friends. And the big thing now, we had a training on this, and I'm sure the Plexus is going to be training everyone on this recent in days to come. But we just had a training Wednesday that Jules did with Brooke Hemingway, and I think her name's Kinley Stevens. I can't remember her name.
Mhm.
Anyway, she's a pretty new diamond. But they're just talking about the power of one. What if, let's just think about the people on your team. Like if you have a team of 20 people right now, what if 20%, what if 20% of your team, what's 20% of 20?
4.
Four, oh, I don't even know. Four. What if four people on your team though added one person? Like what if the norm was for you to bring somebody in who brought one person? Like we're just gonna start with one. Go
Mhm.
grab your best friend. Go grab your ride or die. Go grab your sister, your aunt, your cousin, your mom, like your grandma. One person. And then from there, have a conversation about maybe getting another person, or hey, if you get two or three. So Plexus is really bringing it back down to let's, what if we just focused on getting that plus one right now,
Mhm.
starting out with just a plus one, like what a difference that would make for each of our teams.
Yeah.
Because, and that would just start the trickle effect for so many people. So anyway, I'm excited. It's a great month, free reset. There are some Black Friday things. Oh, wait. Yes, tomorrow. Something.
Yes, I saw them say something's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Have they said what it? I haven't
You
even been
know
on
what it
social
is.
media. Have they said
What?
what it is?
No,
Okay.
I didn't see.
Okay. But in the morning, it's gonna be live. So it's gonna be fun. It's like a pre Black Friday sale. That's what I've heard. So be looking for that. Free reset is amazing. So it's a great month. It is a great month to work our little fingers to the bone and help people get started on their journey. So, yay. Thank you, Abby. This was amazing. You're the best. And I mean, senior gold this month, my friend. That's what I'm thinking. So, okay. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on, and we'll see you next time. All right. Bye.